in the division where the only team in all of football is undefeated.
So
it's the Philadelphia Eagles.
Ask yourself this, right?
And they're half game out.
Do you believe in Daniel Jones or Geno Smith? If you had to pick, at the beginning of the season,
I have no clue. I have no damn clue. Both of them. Stop it. You can't definitively say it's Geno or Daniel Jones that you would know exactly where you want to go at the beginning of the season. At the beginning, you can't say that. I'm very pleased with Geno. Geno's playing ball. Geno Smith deserves our love. No doubt about it. And Pete Carroll deserves our love. No doubt about it. Seattle, they got a lot of nice young talent up in Seattle. I'm watching them. I look at that. But I'm looking at the New York Giants, and every week I'm scratching my head. How the hell they win this game?
Yeah, but this is.
I don't even understand how they done it. I mean, come on.
Who do you believe more in long term?
That's not the point.
No, I'm talking about because.
No. The question wasn't, who do you believe in more? The question is, who's the more pleasant surprise?
Okay.
The more pleasant surprise at this moment, after week 7, is the New York Giants.
Red Riding Hood loved visiting Grandma's house. Unfortunately, others did too. But after saving big with early holiday deals at Amazon, she was ready for those uninvited guests. Who's a good boy? Apparently the big bad wolf.
If you're Mac Jones, you should be afraid to be aggressive because you've been making mistakes. You got 2 touchdowns and 6 interceptions on the season. Now, he's your first-round pick, 15th overall, coming out of Alabama when he won a national championship. We know that the big moments don't necessarily phase him. Perhaps it's the system. Perhaps it's the lack of an offensive coordinator. You got Matt Patricia, who did a horrid job in Detroit, lucky to have a job in the NFL after the job he did in Detroit, although he's back as a coordinator per se. You look at a guy like, Joe Judge. Listen, the press conferences with the New York Giants were great. Not much else. And so you take that into consideration along with the fact that Bill Belichick is saying, we don't have an offensive coordinator, and he was going to be calling plays for all we know. Think about that absence of continuity, that absence of structure or whatever since Josh McDaniel walked away. And that's when you have to look at yourself. And so I look at Zappy and I say, I had a problem with Mac Jones being inserted and Zappy being pulled out and letting Mac Jones start against Chicago. But since you have already done that, now I'm like, I don't have a problem with it now because if this were last week when they were in the midst of a 2-game winning streak and the momentum seemed to be flowing with Zappy, I would not have made that change. But because you made that change and y'all got blitzed by the Chicago Bears, right? Then as far as I'm concerned, what difference does it make now? Just go back to your guy. If you have to bench him again, bench him again. You're letting them know, listen, we ain't going to tolerate the mistakes. But it doesn't really mean anything. If Josh McDaniel was still there and the same system was in place and the same guy was calling plays and stuff like that, and the Mac Jones that took you to the playoffs last year, and now he's struggling, you're absolutely right. There's no excuse for it to be close, and Zappy's got to be the guy. But because of all of the dysfunction that has sifted through the franchise in terms of Patricia, in terms of Judge, in terms of Belichick, and all of that stuff that was going on, along with Mac Jones getting hurt, suffering that high ankle sprain that knocked him out, which enabled Zappy to come in and ultimately lead them to victory in 2 consecutive games as a starter. Let's go. Then it's a different ballgame.
Halloween fun made easy. That's totally Target.
One of those guys has a problem with it. I'm right here. I'd love to have a conversation. I enjoy those conversations. I don't understand why people have a problem with things that are truthful. I'm calling things the way I see it. People don't think I need to air that stuff out. That's their opinion. But I'm doing what I think is the best interest of our guys.
Introducing Introducing the first ever Sierra EV Denali Edition 1. With 754 horsepower and up to a GM estimated 400 miles of range on a full charge. It is the Denali of EVs.
Well, sports betting history is about to be made on Sunday with Aaron Rodgers, a double-digit underdog for the first time in his career. And it makes sense. Buffalo, certainly formidable at home. And we've seen what they've done in some of these big spots, absolutely destroy teams, most recently the Steelers at Orchard Park. I'm not going to say it's that ugly, but I do think they win convincingly. I'm going to lay the points with the Bills. They're dynamic, and the Packers just have issues. Aaron Rodgers is not in sync with all his wide receivers. They want to run the game, muck it up, and it's just not clicking for whatever reason. And we saw what Washington's offense could do against that defense, move the ball. I think the Bills will have easy time scoring against them.
Right now, there is an invisible war being fought on a digital battlefield. It's a war for information, for intelligence, for transformation, for certainty. This invisible war has extremely visible consequences. It impacts our friends, our families, and our way of life. That's why at Peraton, we do the can't be done. Because the alternative is unimaginable.
I'll tell you this, Kadarius Toney is the best receiver on their team. Right now.
On the Chiefs.
Right now.
Instantly, because
better than Hardman.
A guy that has done literally nothing at the NFL level, and now he's the best.
Better than Hardman. Better than Juju. Better than Valdez-Scantling. This dude's a problem, man. This dude is so talented, it's ridiculous. And they just get a player like that somebody had to spend a first-round draft pick. They get him for a conditional third.
Do you think that
we need to boycott? This should be Chris Paul not being able to go to the Lakers for a competitive
advantage.
Are you
yelling boycott Sal's all of a sudden?
And Andy will get the most out of him.
Well, I'm trying to figure out, do you think that it can almost be instantaneous, just put him into the Tyreek role?
Put him in there. Did you see what he did to Dallas last year? 180 yards received.
Hardly remember him
he was the
playing.
best.
The problem.
He was the best player on the team last year. 180 yards against Dallas, and he got hurt in the fourth quarter.
There's a little bit of risk here because the guy is always hurt.
It's no risk for Andy Reid. It's a third-round draft pick.
Well, it's still
Who
a
cares?
third-round pick.
We got plenty of those. It's conditional.
Yes.
They don't even have room on their team for third-rounders. They got so much talent.
It's a good move, right?
It's crazy.
But I don't know. I think you're overreacting.
I'm not. I promise you. I swear I am not.
You're not. You see him as just a dynamic.
Man, if he play,
he's a yak guy, right? He's definitely a yak guy.
No, but he's like Tyreek too. He fast as hell too. He's Tyreek Hill. I swear he's Tyreek Hill.
So you can just send him?
He's
go routes?
He's Tyreek Hill.
Halloween fun made easy. That's totally Target.
In a world where sports shows are all talk, one quarterback who made NFL history is going to the ends of the earth to find it.
Is this the planet Hoth?
No, it's not that warm. It's Minnesota.
Peyton Manning strikes back.
Oh, sorry. Easy there, Sheriff. Cut me off.
With all the best football.
Goodness, did you see that? Kung Fu Billy Sims, right?
You okay, buddy?
He's having the time of his life.
And all the best people.
That's an ugly sweater.
It's not as ugly as yours. That is a giant stadium.
60,000 seats, one bathroom, yet no line.
In all the best places.
Why is there a bathtub in the end zone? Am I on drugs?
Why does that chopper have a ginormous bucket? And the winner is buy a face mask.
Peyton's Places, only on ESPN Plus.
Halloween fun made easy. That's totally Target.
I mean, you got to be kidding me. When you talk about pleasant surprises, it can't get much bigger than the New York Giants. Daniel Jones is completing nearly 67% of his passes. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Gino's 32.
Excuse me. They got the 30th ranked passing attack in the National Football League, and they're still 6-1.
Okay.
They're one of the best records in football. One of the best records in football. I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, it's not even close. This is a stunner. It's a shocker.
It's a shock.
Saquon Barkley is still healthy. He ain't hurt. I mean, Sterling Shepard's out. Who's their top receiver? We don't even know. Okay? We know they don't have a number one receiver. We know they don't have a number one quarterback. We know they're not supposed to have a top-rated defense. They were a 6th-ranked defense in the National Football League. Brian Dable is a runaway for Coach of the Year. 6-1. The only reason why the Giants are not in first place is because the Philadelphia Eagles are undefeated.
But this is the thing, right?
And Philadelphia, by the way, they're in the division where the only team in all of football is undefeated.
So
it's the Philadelphia Eagles.
Ask yourself this, right?
And they're half game out.
Do you believe in Daniel Jones or Geno Smith? If you had to pick, at the beginning of the season,
I have no clue. I have no damn clue. Both of them, stop it. You can't definitively say it's Geno or Daniel Jones that you would know exactly where you want to go at the beginning of the season. At the beginning, you can't say that. I'm very pleased with Geno. Geno's playing ball. Geno Smith deserves our love. No doubt about it. And Pete Carroll deserves our love. No doubt about it. Seattle, they got a lot of nice young talent up in Seattle. I'm watching them. I look at that. But I'm looking at the New York Giants, and every week I'm scratching my head. How the hell they win this game?
Yeah, but this is.
I don't even understand how they done it. I mean, come on.
Who do you believe more in long term?
That's not the point.
No, I'm talking about because.
No. The question wasn't who do you believe in more. The question is who's the more pleasant surprise.
Okay.
The more pleasant surprise at this moment, at the week 7, is the New York Giants.
I was having challenges with my old bank. Lots of red flags. Yellow ones, too. Fees, penalties,
unnecessary fees,
playing dirty. So I broke up with bad banking and moved on with SoFi Checking and Savings. Now I earn higher interest on all my money and pay no account fees. Feels good to get my money right.
Banker disqualified.
Break up with bad banking. Get 2.50% interest and earn up to $250 when you set up direct deposit. SoFi, get your money right.
If you're Mac Jones, you should be afraid to be aggressive because you've been making mistakes. You got 2 touchdowns and 6 interceptions on the season. Now, he's your first-round pick, 15th overall, coming out of Alabama when he won a national championship. We know that the big moments don't necessarily phase him. Perhaps it's the system. Perhaps it's the lack of an offensive coordinator. You got Matt Patricia, who did a horrid job in Detroit, lucky to have a job in the NFL after the job he did in Detroit, although he's back as a coordinator per se. You look at a guy like, Joe Judge. Listen, the press conferences with the New York Giants were great. Not much else. And so you take that into consideration along with the fact that Bill Belichick is saying, we don't have an offensive coordinator and he was going to be calling plays for all we know. Think about that absence of continuity, that absence of structure or whatever since Josh McDaniel walked away. And that's when you have to look at yourself. And so I look at Zappy and I say, I had a problem with Mac Jones being inserted and Zappy being pulled out and letting Mac Jones start against Chicago. But since you have already done that, now I'm like, I don't have a problem with it now because if this were last week when they were in the midst of a 2-game winning streak and the momentum seemed to be flowing with Zappy, I would not have made that change. But because you made that change and y'all got blitzed by the Chicago Bears, people, right? Then as far as I'm concerned, what difference does it make now? Just go back to your guy. If you have to bench him again, bench him again. You're letting them know, listen, we ain't going to tolerate the mistakes. But it doesn't really mean anything. If Josh McDaniel was still there and the same system was in place and the same guy was calling plays and stuff like that, and the Mac Jones that took you to the playoffs last year, and now he's struggling, you're absolutely right. There's no excuse for it to be close, and Zappy's got to be the guy. But because of all of the dysfunction that has sifted through the franchise in terms of Patricia, in terms of Judge, in terms of Belichick, and all of that stuff that was going on, along with Mac Jones getting hurt, suffering that high ankle sprain that knocked him out, which enabled Zappe to come in and ultimately lead them to victory in 2 consecutive games as a starter. Let's go. Then it's a different ballgame.
I used the wrong paint.
One of those guys has a problem with it. I'm right here. I'd love to have a conversation. I enjoy those conversations. I don't understand why people have a problem with things that are truthful. I'm calling things the way I see it. People don't think I need to air that stuff out. That's their opinion. But I'm doing what I think is the best interest of our guys.
I used the wrong paint.
What does this mean for this team that I think had a chance to sort of move into the driver's seat in this division? Obviously, they could get an assist from the Bucs tonight. How concerning is this injury?
Babyface, that's immediately where my mind went to, is that their ascension was trending towards them winning this AFC North once again. And then, too, like Mina mentioned it, how Jamar dictates coverage and creates opportunities. Tyler Boyd was the leading receiver last week. That had a lot to do with Jamar Chase being on the field. T. Higgins almost went for 100 yards with 92 yards receiving. He dictates a lot of how defenses are going to play him. But more importantly, Joe Burrow comfort level without Jamar Chase. We talked about this tandem ascending to being what we saw Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams be. And we see how that changed the dynamic.
Absolutely. Leonard Fournette. First TD in the first quarter of the season for Tampa Bay. So they've been falling behind early. Brady's been known to toss a few of those tablets this season, but he has to be pretty happy with what he sees.
It's like it's the professor that's sitting down and everybody's sitting around listening, and instead of smashing the tablet, he's going over what's working. I'm excited to see that.
Some milestone moments here. Back in 2001, Lamar was 4 years old when Tom Brady made his first NFL start, going to the Super Bowl. Jackson is 10 playing youth football. Brady had the perfect season, which was upended by the Giants in the Super Bowl. On the Heisman, and Brady, of course, with several MVP awards. You know, the Super Bowl's first head-to-head matchup. We were there. It was a Sunday night game in 2019. It turned out to be Brady's last season there. Shaky the rest of the year. Gus Edwards is got a running back here. Over the middle, caught at the 29-yard line. Josh Oliver making the grab with the tight end, second down.
I really love this offense that Greg Roman has built around Lamar Jackson's skill set. Kind of an outlier in this league. You know, this world of spread and getting out in space. Greg Roman's a throwback. You know, he's going to be in a lot of 2 and 3 tight end looks, and running the football, and running zone reads, power reads, taking advantage of Lamar Jackson's skill set and his ability to throw off of that. A lot of play action looks. Puts a lot on the defense to get ready for, especially in a short week.
Gardner's in motion. Getting the ball off there, but the defense right there to stop Dustin. Committed to the floor. Shaq Barrett amongst them. It'll be third down and 6.
It is nice to see Shaq Barrett, who's known mainly as a pass rusher, get involved. This team overall, watch him work inside and watch him use his hands to get off the block to Boyle, who's a very talented and physical blocker. He just got off of that quickness and burst. Now, this Tampa Bay team is tired of hearing about the noise and the critics. You just kind of feel it's an us against the world mentality inside this locker room coming into this game after the last couple of weeks.
Third and 7 now. Justice Hill comes into the game as the third down back. Flair hit out. Jackson under pressure. Looking. Lamar scrambling. Kept him alive a long time.
Wide open.
Crochet, but couldn't fourth down. Chased by Barrett, who's been all over the place in the first quarter.
Of course, on third down, you've got to do a good job of him in that pocket. Now, look at the back. Look at all the defensive linebackers and safeties. They know at any moment he can break out. And there's Devontae David helping out with still coverage downfield. So great scheme there on third down by Todd Bowles.
Stop the rookie. Sends it down to Darden. This time he catches it unimpeded. And Darden gets tackled from behind up at the 37-yard line. Good run back. That was a 53-yard punt. And on this Thursday night in Tampa, 7-3 home team.
Ravens helping them out a lot. Thank you. Ravens need this game won at 10. Already 25 years old. Tom Brady can be 25 years old. Y'all fast that ball with pass. Good stop for the Ravens. Been through. I feel like Bailey did. new episode actually talk to virtual reality cars and ask any type of question that they want. I don't know. Ravens don't look too good this game. Slow start from Lamar again. Short pass to do a name. Jeez. 4th down. Another 4th down. Oh, definitely.
Falls on the guys like Broderick Washington, Travis Jones, Brent Urban, Letta BK. This defensive line, still a lot of talent, but they're going to have to start to get through some of these gaps and start to try to disrupt the timing of this running game.
Reached the line to gain, broken up by Geno Stone, 4th down.
Geno Stone has had to step in with Marcus Williams out, but this guy's a playmaker. Look how he sells the cushion. Hey, Tom, you got it. You want the 1st down, you got it. And then immediately takes it away. I mean, that is a great play of baiting. Hey, Godwin, he's been hurting us with these quick throws. Give it to him on 3rd down, and then he eliminates it with that hit right when he had to. The ball gets into the hands of Godwin.
Bernard now to punt. Duvernay drifts over to the sideline. And gets it counts. Hoping to go into the end zone, but it doesn't. It backs up, and that will pin in deep. Early in the 2nd quarter, City Hall in Tampa on this Thursday night.
The world used to be unsearchable. Then came Google. Our body's rhythm used to be invisible. Then came Fitbit.
state-of-the-art technology. Fully electric SUV. The all-new, all-electric SUV from Mercedes-Benz.
Next week on Thursday Night Football, the Texans first high-flying offense against a Houston team hungry for an upset. Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern, only on Prime Video.
That Ravens ground game, rushing attacks is 2018 entering tonight. 12,381 rushing yards, by far the most in the league. 12,000 more than the Titans, who would be second. One of three teams, 2,000 or more rush yards, more than any other team. The Bears back in the late 30s, early 40s, and then 39 through 43, the only other team. And that has been John Harbaugh. They went out, they drafted Lamar Jackson, took a chance on him, fifth quarterback drafted in the first round back in 18, changed everything. They built the offense around him. Gus Edwards is the running back here. And you give it to Edwards, and you can barely get out of the grasp of number 94 right there, Carl Nassib, until he does and turns what would have been a 2-yard loss into a gain of 11.
And Nassib and also Neal gets in there. Neal comes here, Nassib off the edge. Both of them have a chance to bring him down. This is what I think. J.K. Dobbins out with the knee. Edwards comes back from the ACL a year ago. And what you get is physicality at 238 pounds.
So they finally get a decent run. That's good for 12. Jackson sliding away, but not far enough. And that is Shaquille Barrett having a big first half.
This is one way to make it easy on one of the better pass rushers in the league. Left tackle Stanley. Watch, he pulls away from Barrett. Just a miscommunication. He pulls away. Barrett just gets immediately into the backfield. Even Gus Edwards didn't expect him to get in that quickly. So miscue up front between the play call with Lamar Jackson and the left tackle Ronnie Stanley, who's a great, one of the more experienced linemen you'll see.
Couple of sacks for the Bucs. That's the third of the year for Barrett. Kenyon Drake is in the backfield here. Send him out outside. And then clear up at the 21-yard line. So we go to Andrews, who caught passes on their first two offensive plays. And the ball he came off after those first two catches, and he has to come off here again, third down.
Todd Bowles is, without a doubt, coming after Lamar Jackson. That's the plan. And they are known for their blitzing. They blitz as much as about anybody in this league. But another third down and long for Jackson and the Ravens offense.
Here they come to the outside, and that's going to be hauled inbounds there by DeMarcus Robinson, the former Kansas City Chief, and they pick up the first on a 9-yard gain.
And he shows press on the far right. Now he looks like he's going to play man, and they're going to press it. And then he does press fail. He just gets out, gives him a soft cushion. Great job of recognizing that on third down. Lamar Jackson says, thank you, we'll take it.
Picking up the pace here. Again to the outside, and again it is Robinson back-to-back catches for DeMarcus, and a pickup of 6.
Greg Roman sticking to his guns. Now everybody flipped this game on tonight. Thought Lamar Jackson and Gus Edwards, zone read, the power read, and the quarterback counter would be on display, and there we go. 18 plays, 15 passes so far. Don't worry. The run is coming. It's eventually coming.
As we mentioned, they run 49% of the time. Jackson will keep it himself. And pick up the first down before he's taken down there. White and Dean are there. First down.
That's the bread and butter. You know, they average 8 yards on these zone read, any type of read play with Lamar Jackson has the ability to give or to keep it himself. Barrett came down. That was his read. And once he came down, pretty easy for Lamar to get outside of that.
Set 5 again. Short. They only had brought one pass
blitz across from his receiver. Just replaces it with a nice, easy throw. Gets soft coverage up behind that blitz.
Andrews still on the sideline. 2nd and 4. Edwards. Played for the first time since 2020 last week. Looked good. Gained 66 yards in their victory over Cleveland. It'll be 3rd down and 2.
Yes, Roach has a great play there. Head up on the nose again against the rookie center Linderbaum and gets off of his block using those hands to be able to make this play right in the middle. Linderbaum has his hands full tonight. He's off of that right there, makes the play.
Rookie center, first-round pick out of Iowa, Edwards. And he'll move the sticks, taking the ball into Buccaneer territory with under 8 to play in the first half.
Now, this is starting to feel like Ravens football. It's a quick game, motion, try to affect the eyes of these linebackers. Good job by Edwards going to the right, able to cut back, just following the instincts, running the grass. They mix in a little bit of tempo, change the tempo, balls out in the hands when they are throwing quickly, and then mix in some of that read game where you can give it or keep it yourself.
Andrews with that lead. Can't get back in yet. Drake. Picks up the cover. Delaney and a flag is thrown. Only the second one of the first half. Carl Jeffers warming up his larynx.
Pass interference, number 3. Offense, 10-yard penalty. New play first down.
That's on Crochet.
I think Crochet thought the ball might be out a little bit quicker. He starts to block downfield against D. Delaney. There he is right there. Actually, it looks like he's on Dean. Now it is D. Delaney's. And then he just ball got out a little bit later than he anticipated. He's downfield about 10 yards wide.
So that was a first down play, which takes him back to make it 1st down and 20 from their 44-yard line. And all kinds of action up front. Golston was the man who came across for Tampa Bay. Was he induced? Fairly lengthy discussion here. Possibly respotting the ball. Seems to be so beautifully in pace.
It really has.
Now they're saying they had it right. There is Deshaun Jackson, who right now is not active, but they picked him up.
Set the game clock to 7:20. 7:20, please.
For the moment he's on the practice squad, there was some possibility earlier in the week that maybe he'd be ready tonight, but they've got a week and a half off, so maybe when they come back, he will be.
Talked to some of the coaches on the field prior to the game. George Godsey, I said, is he still having this? He raised his eyebrows and said, it's incredible. So look forward to seeing him eventually being active.
Pass to the outside is caught at the 48-yard line by DeMarcus Robinson. Kaylee, what you got?
We saw Jackson working up a sweat pregame. He told me he never stopped working out in the offseason, but he said that's not the same as being a part of OTAs and training camp with the team. He said for the last 2 weeks he's been doing extra conditioning. He assured me his wind is good. He also noted that this is the first for him. Playing with a run-first team, he said, me being a big play threat, I'm interested to see how teams will play us.
He'll be 36 in December. Meanwhile, Jackson, like in a video game, all the way back inside the 30 and just dumps it into the first row of the stands.
And again, they're definitely going to get grounding here and flag comes out.
That's a grounding.
you see in the pocket.
I mean, he just starts to run for his life. I mean, it's amazing. Again, this is Lamar Jackson. He keeps the play alive. Now he's going to go to our left, and then he just throws it. He threw it about, 10 or 15 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Only the third intentional grounding call against him in his career. We saw something that happens very frequently there, but it's now 30-36. And Justice Hill picks up a few, setting up fourth and a mile.
Well, they've either had bad field position or they've hurt themselves with penalties, but they've been facing a lot of third down and longs. And I thought, at the very least, look at their best receiver, Mark Andrews, the big tight end.
They're going to say it's a shoulder. He's been bothered by a knee. Knight started out so promisingly with 2 catches on the first 2 plays, caught 3 overall, but back to the locker room he goes. Stout now with his 4th punt of the night, and the fair catch called for. And some acrobatics by Jalen Darden inside the 15-yard line. Who's there? 51 yards.
Everyone loves an underdog story. You know why? Because it fills you with hope, makes you believe, right? Hold on now. Did you say any team? So now I can bet the overdog for underdog odds? Team Overdog, where you at? Let me hear you.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Bet just $5 to win $200 if your team wins. Action's so good. Why bet NFL anywhere else?
Come on, Percy.
Yeah, let's go! On a trip, book with Priceline. You save more so you can woo more. Yeah, feel the savings. Priceline. Every trip is a big deal.
Order slices and sticks and a 20-ounce Mountain Dew at Little Caesars and get 2 pizzas in 1. Dual double XP for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. That's a 2-tastic 2 nominal. Unlock dual double XP with a Call of Duty combo or Mountain Dew at Little Caesars. Pizza.
There's one day bigger than Sunday. Election day. This is the time to make your voice heard. Because what's on the ballot this election is too important to ignore. Your vote will directly impact you, your community, and our country. Get registered now and get educated on your choices. NFL teams across the league are utilizing their stadiums for election-related activities. Go to NFL.com/votes to register and research your ballot today.
How good has Tom Brady been? As if you need more statistical information, 246 and 77. His record as a starting quarterback, 169 games over 500. You take a look at 169 or more as a starter. Manning, Favre, Breeze, pretty good quarterbacks. Of course, Tom has been very much in the news. It was 40 days and 40 nights of retirement. Came out of it. He's trying to straddle his personal life and his football life. He's been in the fishbowl his entire career and life, basically. And I said to him yesterday, is this a little bit different? He used the word intense.
He did.
It is different.
He did, and I think the one thing that we've all learned to do, you never, I don't care he's 45, I don't care they've looked as bad as they looked. We said in the pregame, you never count him out, despite the intensity and everything that's going on and off the field. He's always come up with an answer. You know, he's always been able to put the pieces back together. I think he likes the challenge of it. I think he has the team this year that can still have a very, very successful year.
Well, everybody wants to play armchair psychiatrist, right? So he misses 11 days in training camp. He goes to Robert Kraft's wedding and misses a walkthrough and goes to Pittsburgh and they lose the game. Everybody's saying he's distracted. Might be, but I'll tell you what, the competitive juices in him flow like almost nobody I've ever seen. 2nd down and 8. Brady going deep downfield to Evans and can't hold on. Incomplete with Humphrey back there covering on the play for 3rd and 8.
And I think all of us who have followed him all these years and been around him, that's the thing you appreciate, respect the most. Is it 45 or 25? How competitive he is every single day, not just on game day. Evans put that left hand up because he gets separation there. from Humphrey, but give credit to Humphrey for catching up. I think Evans wanted the ball earlier to have a chance to run away from Humphrey, but was able to get his hands on that ball.
3rd and 8. 5 minutes to halftime. Stepping up in the pocket. No. A one-hopper is incomplete, so it's 4th and 8. And Tom right now is 7 of 13 for 102 yards.
Tight coverage that time. And Mike McDonald is playing more zone this year than we've seen from the Ravens defense in the past. And that time he had 2 defenders, Humphrey and Queen, able to squeeze Godwin on that play.
Remaining in the first half. Tampa Bay by 7.
The world used to be unsearchable. Then came Google. Our body's rhythm used to be invisible. Then came Fitbit. What if the two forces joined together? What if you were more in tune with your body and with the world around you? What if Fitbit transformed the way we live? Again, Fitbit.
The chef's chicken sandwiches at Panera, freshly prepared with clean ingredients, spark an explosion of the senses. So when you finally taste it, it just confirms this is fantastic. And only at Panera. $1 delivery fee on our app.
What happens to your body language when you use Dove Dry Spray? It shows. Try Dove Dry Spray. Our weightless formula with 1/4 moisturizers is effective and kind to skin, leaving you feeling instantly dry and confident.
I was thinking, you and I could do it in the night. What you call a team up.
So satisfying.
All the heroics in one place. See where it takes you. Prime Video.
Playing Thursday night football. Okay. Pass complete for 17 yards. Kaylee Marzone back here in Tampa, where Bucks tackle Tristan Riffs and Ravens center Tyler Linderbaum face each other again. These guys grew up 10 miles apart in Iowa and competed in every sport they played: football, baseball, track, and wrestling. First told me he owned the matchup, beating Linderbaum in their first 6 meetings, but in their final meeting, Linderbaum finally got the takedown. You can see how much it meant to him. These two fierce competitors then became close friends while on the O-line together at Iowa.
Figures in Iowa, which of course is a bastion of wrestling. Go back to the great Dan Gable years and years ago.
I was on the field with both those guys when they were visiting. We were talking about their days at Iowa and asked them if they could wrestle in college if they didn't play football. And they both said they probably could.
The drive begins with a quick flip to the near side here and a very short game for any great name couple.
Here's a look at what they've gone up against tonight, especially for the rookie Linderbaum, who's gone up against big men. Villa, who's able to push through and come up with a sack. Works on the other side. That's experience. Boy, he is technically about as sound of an offensive lineman as you'll find in the NFL. Now in his 3rd year.
Ricard stays in the block, gives Jackson time to find the open man, and he does. And forward progress will net a first down there for Isaiah Likely, a rookie out of Coastal Carolina, 4th round pick.
So Todd Bowles continues to bring the pressure, and The only thing is Levante David is just a little bit late, and then you get separation. Mentioned likely, you know he's listed as a tight end. Has great wide receiver skills. Rookie at Coastal Carolina, where he caught the ball 59 times, almost 1,000 yards receiving. So very accustomed to running routes and getting open.
Andrews still in the locker room. The pass is too high. Intended for Bateman. And they have looked his way tonight, the number 1 pick out of Minnesota last year. 2nd and 10.
This secondary has 4 contributors out, including a couple corners that would be playing. Carlton Davis, starter, Murphy Bunting. So they're going after the 4th corner, the rookie, Zylan McCollum, who we've seen tonight. They've been pretty good. Now, he's known for his speed. He's one of these guys that goes to the combine from a smaller school and shows out and really got that opportunity running a 4.3 at that combine.
Pass caught, and that will move the sticks to Marcus Robinson. Having a nice first half here. You know, one you just mentioned with the injuries to that secondary, maybe that's why the Ravens started out that way. To say, hey, you know, I'm going to throw it.
Yeah, when you got some young people back there, I don't think Greg Roman, he's going to obviously mix in the run, but he wants to test his secondary.
Pick up the pace here, go no huddle, pass to the outside. Robinson is able to stay in bounds.
I don't understand this game. Maybe Lamar start picking it up. I don't show the Greg Roman. I don't think it's him, to be honest.
2 or 3 series, you start to see, okay, Todd Bowles is going to dial it up, just like the scouting report says. And my answer to that is get my guy out, the ball out of his hands quickly, and just try to find the matchup to our advantage. And right now, that's against the rookie.
At least near the 20-yard line, at least.
Deep drop.
Come on, man.
Fires way out of the end zone. 2nd down, 2:25 left.
See, that time they don't bring the pressure, but they spy him with Devin White just in case he takes off and wants to use his feet. Keep in mind now, you don't have your top target, Mark Andrews. See White right here. They're not bringing the pressure. Just trying to keep him in the pocket, eyes on him, just in case he takes off. There's Devin White waiting on it, so he just has to throw it away. But again, your top target, Mark Andrews, not here right now. He's in the locker room. How do they execute? Who can step up down here?
Low that time. Trying to go to Robinson's way once again. He's already caught 5 tonight. Makes it 3rd down and 10 for the Ravens.
Lamar, as soon as he threw it, he knew. He's been over in frustration. In trying to hurry, he short arms to throw and ends up well short of his intended receiver, Robinson. See, he says, that was on me. Likely he's going to have to step up now for Mark Andrews.
Fired over the middle and caught at the 10-yard line. And that time it is likely to go to it again. But it's 3 yards shy of the first down. So it's going to be 4th and 3. And they can take this down to the 2-minute warning, which they will do. 2 minutes to halftime. Tampa Bay 10, Baltimore 3.
So?
The new iPhone 14 Pro. It's amazing.
Yep, the camera's incredible. And you'll get our best deal.
Nice, but everyone should get it.
Everyone can get it.
Every new customer.
And every existing customer.
Every iPhone.
Every iPhone.
Every iPhone. Every iPhone. Okay, my work here is done. Everyone gets the best deal on every iPhone.
Best one yet.
Everyone gets AT&T's best deals on every iPhone, including up to $800 off iPhone 14 Pro.
Are you coming for my job?
This letter is for you. From what I hear, you're supposed to be the next Tom Brady. You're not the next anybody. You're the next you. Sincerely, Tom.
I was thinking, you and I could come to a little arrangement. What you call a team up.
So satisfying.
All the heroics in one place. See where it takes you. Prime Video.
When it comes to Little Caesars Pizza Portal Pickup, skipping the line means you can move fast. Introducing the fastest run of the week. In LA, a handoff to Cowboys running back Tony Pollard turned into a big play. With blocks from teammates Tyler Bianish and Simi Fanoco, he ran through the Rams defense for a 57-yard touchdown. Get the toppings you crave fast when you order online for carryout. Skip the line and go directly to Pizza Portal Pickup at Little Caesars, the official pizza sponsor of the NFL.
Pizza.
So what are the Ravens going to do right now? It is 4th down and 2. What was it, the 9-yard line? Jackson went over to Tucker Harbaugh, similar to what happened last year in the Kansas City Sunday night game.
He's going Justin Tucker. No. Get off the field. We're going for this.
Yep.
I remember your game last year. Remember Coach Harbaugh? He looks over. What do you want to do? What do you want to do?
Next gen stats powered by AWS, chance of converting, slightly more running it. And what quarterback ever sits in the field goal team? Ever. They bring Drake back into the backfield. Could be just trying to draw him offside. The play clock is down to 5. Nope, they're going for it. Pump fake, throws, and incomplete. Broken up by Jamel Dean, intended there for DeMarcus Robinson. So they pass up the 3, trying to get the 7, and still trail by 7.
He wanted to get the ball to Crochet right here. But the underneath, that's his initial read. Watch him look right here. He wants to make this throw. See his arm cocked, but Neal takes it away. And then he has to kind of create after that, push the ball, kind of floats it in the air, which allows Dean to be able to break on the football.
And the Buccaneers say thank you very much. They'll take over, and they will get the second half kickoff as well. Brady back to work from the 10. Quick pass, 8-yard gain. Scotty Miller makes his first grab of the night on his first target.
Interesting adjustment over the last 2 series, which has helped Mike McDonald's defense, putting Marlon Humphrey on the slot. Godwin, which has been hurting them earlier in the game.
Minute and a half, and that's batted and incomplete. Setting up what will be a 3rd down and 2 for the Bucs. Big Steve with all 3 timeouts.
Push that time by Robert Washington. Can't get to Brady, but he gets that right hand up to knock it down. Went straight in the air.
And now a timeout is taken here. Taken by the Ravens. So we can tell you coming up on the Mercedes-Benz halftime show. Carissa and our traveling service. Bucs defense trying to contain Lamar. Offense emerging from the top ball city darkness. King James coming to Thursdays. Coming up on the Mercedes-Benz halftime, and there they are. Oh, again, everybody.
Big fella dancing. Boy, if the Ravens get off the field here, after that opening drive touchdown, they've really settled in. Made some good adjustments.
Brady. Deep. Into coverage and it's caught. Mike Evans. Into the Bucs bench he goes. So Tom goes long on a 3rd and 2, and they're out near midfield.
He gets pressure too. Literally, as he throws his ball, He's getting pressure. That's incredible coverage by the rookie Williams, but a better throw. There's the pressure right there. Yeah, close. Very
Low
close.
hit.
Yeah.
28-yard gain. Brady throws. Fournette up to the 50-yard line. He goes. Second down.
Matabike would have gotten a personal foul at 15 yards onto that.
Yep. Only time Brady ever got seriously hurt was on a play like that, too, back in 2008. And this time, Tom gets sacked. And by the way, that is sort of a historic sack here. Because it's the first time he goes down. Tonight he is now. And we'll tell you, stick around. We're back in 30 seconds, and we'll reveal it for you.
To name yourself after the highest peak in North America? Maybe that's audacity. But towering above is exactly what the first ever all-electric GMC Sierra EV Denali Edition 1 is built to do. With 754 horsepower and up to a GM estimated 400 miles of range on a full charge, it is the Denali of EVs. The Sierra EV Denali.
So it's going to be 3rd and 14. So the way Aaron Judge moved Roger Maris aside, Tom Brady is on his way to moving Ben Roethlisberger aside. The two have now been sacked 554 times, tied for the most in NFL history.
That's what happens when you play for
Ever 100 years. 3rd down and 14. Blitz coming. Picked up nicely. Brady, though, can't find anybody open, and down he goes again. So Justin Houston, been in the league 12 years, long time with KC, and Tom Brady now owns the record by himself. So
there it is. It is over. Houston comes from here and gets home, but it's the coverage downfield. See Evans working on the right against Peters. He's taken away. The crosser's taken away. Nobody to check it down to. And the big fella out of Georgia in his 12th year, back-to-back sacks. This time, he credits the coverage downfield. And as I said, give Mike McDonald and this Ravens defense a lot of credit for the way they've settled into this game after that opening drive.
And Justin Houston has 6 sacks in 5 games this season. Kamara into punt. 56 seconds. And the Ravens, after taking a timeout, will have one when they get the ball. Duvernay backing up. Fields at the 6. And tripped up at the 13 by White. Okay, so next Thursday night, Houston, LG Stadium will be the site, 7 o'clock. 14 tonight, Eagles. Right now undefeated. Pittsburgh trying to stay that way on Sunday. We'll go down to Houston to meet the Texans.
We've been talking so much about Philly, and rightfully so. The guy that you and I saw in preseason, Dameon Pierce, definitely throwing his hat in the ring for Rookie of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year, possibly.
Texas hanging in there in a lot of games, too.
Yes, they
The
are.
record's not great, but
Yep.
hanging in.
Philly, Houston, World Series. Who do you got? Sounds like an NLCS to me still.
I've never bet in my life.
What? I mean, who do you, Philly's got a little vibe about it.
So on the way back from
Okay.
from the 13-yard line. Jackson flips it out here. Getting out of bounds, stopping the clock at 10:03. Short gain there, 41 seconds left. Second down.
Interesting decision here. Backed up. Haven't had great field position. They still want to go after this secondary with a lot of new faces. Thought they might just work the clock and get out of here and make their adjustments to get ready for the second half. But they're still believing Lamar. And remember, they got the best kicker that maybe has ever played the game.
They're missing their tight end right now, Andrews. Jackson, as he does so often, is able to escape and picks up a first down up to the 29-yard line. That's Isaiah Barkley. So he's had a nice half.
Sure has.
3 catches, 33 yards. Timeout taken.
And again, he has some really good instincts as a receiver. Very active in his college career, whether it's zone or man. He seems to just have a knack for getting open. This time it was more of a zone. He knows that his quarterback is scrambling, so he just starts to kind of feel the coverage and just kind of work around, get around Dennis.
I got a feeling it's gonna be a Tucker gonna save the game. If not, we lose to Tampa. That's ridiculous.
Lamar back there.
Lamar just
you're
need to slow
always
down a little bit.
potentially in play. It seems like it's never over.
Now, especially when Andrews out.
Half a minute. No timeouts for the Ravens. Four-man rush.
Oh man.
Jackson hit as he throws.
Hit nothing.
Surrounded by a triumvirate.
It's like Zeitler got his hands up into the face.
Personal foul. Face mask. Number 9. Defense. 15-yard penalty.
15-yard penalty on Tampa Bay. That may save the Ravens.
That's going to move him ever closer to, you got Justin Tucker. 65 is in play.
Yeah, but Hobbs not going to take the points anyway, so.
It's a good call here.
He really got a hook.
3 fingers into the face.
Number 9 from Tampa.
An incompletion, and it's a 15-yard gain. And now you try to get quick. You get 25 seconds to get a completion. Spot to fire the ball and maybe get a shot here.
Tucker, the man who kicked a 66-yarder at Detroit last year. Pressure coming. Jackson throws.
Woo!
Leaping pass made, 43-yard line. That's Crochet. Jackson coming up to spike it if he can. But now you're looking at a 61-yard attempt. And Jackson wasn't sure what to do at that point. And then he comes up and he looked at the bench and spike it.
And it's exactly.
How y'all not know not to spike it?
This is pregame, and it's from 70. I mean, it's good from
70 yards.
His own 40. So,
well, not too many kickers go to the Hall of Fame. But he went. Going out on the limb.
I think you're good there. It's coming out again.
Might be a pass.
2nd and 10.
That's a sideline.
And that's the only way they can stop the clock. 4 seconds. We have Morton Anderson is in the Hall of Fame. Jan Stenerud.
How long is this going to be?
I was just about to. Is it 2?
It's 2. Terry, I think Adam is going to be ready to have a chance. I would think. This guy's got a long way to go in his career. So a 61-yard attempt. Jordan Stott to hold it for years. It's been Sam Cook, but he's retired. So now you got the rookie holding it. 2 for 6 and 60 plus in his career. Now 2 for 7 because it's blocked. And that will take us to the break on Thursday Night Football with the score. The Tampa Bay Bucks 10, the Baltimore Ravens 3. Look at the block right here. The hand up over the Bucks to knock it down. Mercedes-Benz halftime show coming up right after the break.
Is that everybody? Good thing robots don't crack under pressure.
Seamlessly connect your entire team with Zoom Team Chat and phone.
Black Adam is the #1 movie in the world. In Japan, and audiences agree. That is insane. It's the best superhero movie in years. Greatness is always necessary. Black Adam. Get tickets now. Rated PG-13.
Red loved visiting Grandma's house. And after saving big at Amazon, she was ready for those uninvited guests. Shop legendary deals at Amazon.
This summer was a tough one, but now it's fall. It's the new prime backyard season. All you need is a little Scott's Turf Builder. Trust me, I know lawns. Scott's, the best ball of all. It's in the bag.
These used cars look the same, but Carfax can show how damage is going to affect the value.
Your damage has always been visible.
We're twins. Stop them. Hey, shop at the all-new Carfax.com. Identical twins.
Relive all the funniest moments from the past week in the NFL. The missed tackle, the flashing
EQS SUV from Mercedes-Benz.
Hey neighbor, you switched to T-Mobile home internet yet? Trim your hedge. It's $50 a month with no price hikes. Bam! It runs on T-Mobile's wireless 5G network, so all you gotta do is plug in one cord. T-Mobile 5G home internet. Just $50 a month. No price hikes, no hidden fees. I did it. I switched to T-Mobile home internet, and I am loving it.
Don't sneak up on me like that.
Why did you tell me to switch earlier?
Welcome. We're so glad you're here. Looking for one of our most capable Ford SUVs? Okay, great. We've got you covered. Spacious interiors, innovative tech, good looks, and a legendary off-road experience. Check out our inventory today, or let us help you place a custom order. Getting into the perfect Ford SUV? Well, it's easier than ever. Yeah, we've got you covered. Now get 2.9% financing for 60 months on select Ford SUVs, only at your local Ford dealer.
That running game gone.
30 pass attempts the most in his career. What are you seeing in that run game?
Well, I think you look at it when they started out the game, the way the Bucs really approached it was going to be key. How are they going to try and stop Lamar Jackson and this read option? And right now,
Shit, Tampa been stopping them the whole daggone game. It's the offense. They can't get them started. That one, Andrew's out probably for the whole entire game. Who knows? This is ridiculous.
They got a little caught off guard how the Bucs are going to play them up front and got them out of that running game quickly.
Right, Bucks offensively fits when you saw early on Chris Godwin and Tom Brady looked like they were starting to find their rhythm, something we've been looking for, and then it fell off. What did you say?
Yeah, we talked about that chemistry and how important that is with Tom and Chris, and just getting Chris back into it. This was a huge play on the first drive of the game. They scored their first touchdown.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's what the Ravens have wanted to see from Oweh is being able to utilize his athletic ability. His second year out of Penn State, they get the ball right away back to Lamar Jackson. The quick 3 and out of this Buccaneers offense, and that streak and that trend continues for the Ravens defense, playing much better.
Camarda, a rookie out of Georgia, has come to 3 times tonight, averaging 51 yards per boot. Back him up 5. Duvernay backing up. Still backing up at the 11. And the only man with a run back for a touchdown this season in the entire league will not get another here. 65-yard, 11-yard return. Baltimore, there it is right there. It's incredibly unusual. And again, it goes back to maybe Roman thinking about all the issues in that secondary. We'll see what he does now in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, and a big part of it, I think, is just trying to get this defense spread out with some new faces, trying to get them to make plays in the pass game. And Mark Andrews is his favorite target. We've seen him go out of this game. We've seen the rookie likely have to step up. You got a feeling they're going to get back to their bread and butter and running the football with Lamar Jackson only has a couple carries on the night.
Running back is Edwards. Lamar will keep it himself. Exploits that hole. Keeps his balance. And gets out at midfield. Great run by Lamar Jackson. that.
What's incredible is this is zone read, and he actually misreads it. I mean, this is how good this guy is. This is a give. And he's still able to get underneath it. I mean, this is why we all marvel at what Lamar Jackson can do. He's a cheat code to a video game. He's not fair. He misreads it, and yet the guy that he misread, he makes miss. Picks up a first down, big yards.
25 yards. Keep it on the ground. Take the ball into Tampa territory. Goes Gus Edwards for a short gain.
They're going to test these linebackers and this defensive line. Get back to Ravens football with the tight ends. Ricard, who's a fullback, he's going to take you usually to the football, but get physical, not abandon, obviously, the run game, but try to establish the line of scrimmage and then get some one-on-one shots downfield to Bateman or Duvernay. Or Prochet, who's stepped up.
Robinson's their leading receiver tonight. He's caught 5. Give it to Edwards. Nice run, setting up a third down and 1. We go back to Haley.
Now the Ravens offense is going to have to figure out how to fight back in this one-score game without Mark Andrews. We have just been told he is ruled out for the rest of the game with a shoulder injury.
Yeah, he started out so brilliantly tonight. 2 catches, first 2 plays, and then the shoulder here on that play. 3rd and 1. Edwards gets it, and a lot more. To the 31 goes Gus. First down.
And test these safeties and these linebackers, their willingness to get physical. That's the kind of game you want to play. If you're Baltimore, outside zone play, it's a good double team, missed tackle right there by Neal. Devin White overruns the play. Good vision, by the way, by Gus Edwards, getting back underneath that defense. Is running fast to make a play, getting to the outside. He cuts underneath it.
Meanwhile, that defense now has Shaq Barrett, who is down on the grass to get some attention. Got a real good first half. Early in the 3rd, Bucks up by 7.
Hey guys, welcome to the neighborhood.
Definitely getting new countertops. But we need shades right now. Buy now, pay over time. Affirm.
This is a payday bar with tons of peanuts and caramel that get the job done. So you can think of it as a tool to hammer your hunger, cut your appetite in half, and demolish your urge for peanuts. Payday. Get to it. Also try chocolatey payday.
A once-in-a-generation leap for the iPhone camera. The most advanced display in a smartphone. And for the first time, the iPhone can detect a crash and call for help.
Live a nice, quiet life here. That's over now. Whether you know it or not.
Something's been stolen from me.
What you got going on out there?
We took a trip to future Rome. Now people from there are hiring folks to kill us.
Seems your life has taken some decidedly unexpected turns.
Trips to the future, men coming in the night to attack you.
If you could turn back time and have none of this ever happen, would you?
The Peripheral. Watch now. Only on Prime Video.
Now it's time for the game flow presented by Progressive, and it's the focus on this secondary for the Buccaneers. Remember, 4 contributors out, relying on some younger players. McCollum, the rookie, Dean, who of course is a veteran, been around, but they have held up for the most part. They were challenged. It surprised all of us. The Ravens and Greg Roman coming out some of those new faces, but now it looks like they're going back to start this second half to the bread and butter running the football.
Barrett was assisted to the bench. Edwards. So on this drive, which began back at their own 23, 5 plays, all runs.
This offense is without Mark Andrews and now without Rashad Bateman, who's in the locker room. So you're at 3 points. You've not been able to close the deal in the red zone, twice inside the red zone. A field goal, went for it on 4th down, the other chance that they had, and missed it. And now you got your top 2 targets on the outside that are not in the lineup.
2nd and 9. Flip it out here. Caught by Duvernay. And the speedy one. Down the sideline he goes. Inside the 20-yard line and a first down.
So he's got a counter play going to his right, but if he sees the look that he wants to his left with a couple tight ends out in front of Duvernay, he's going to take it. Gets off of that handoff, flips it outside, and now you got Duvernay and a couple great blocks by Likely, and of course Ricard, who's just going to lead you. Gets out in front, you got the blocks, and I would always get behind 42 if I had a football in my hands.
Pro bowler, over 300 pounds. Sometimes he plays on the defensive line, or has anyway in the past. Back to the ground. Chugging through the middle this time is Coleman Gray. So the season, Kirk, win, lose every week. And there goes Barrett back to the locker room. That is a big blow. Check on what that is.
Sure is. You're right.
Ankle.
It has been back and forth, odd week, even week.
Right. They've been, I think you would describe it as consistently inconsistent.
Very true.
There you go.
And what's crazy is with the big leads in the 4th quarter.
Right.
They turned the ball over and self-destructed. 7 turnovers alone in the 4th quarter.
Tonight they're playing from behind. Anthony Nelson comes in for Barrett. Play fake, has caught. First down. Duvernay makes the grab. And from the 5-yard line, it's a 1st and goal.
What a design here by Greg Roman. Ricard goes in motion. You're going to see the RPO. You're going to read 45 right there. He clears out. Once he clears out, you've got the underneath throw. If he would have stayed wide, you hand it off. He goes with Ricard, takes himself out, and now you got a great passing lane and an easy throw.
9th play of the drive. Ricard again moving. Caught. Touchdown. Kenyon Drake into the end zone. So they go marching down the field. 6 runs, 3 passes. Takes 5 minutes. And can tie the game with an extra point.
That's Ravens football right there. And a great job of coming off of this fake and getting it out of his hands quickly over O'Connor. Connor's got some good length, realized that he's going to be right in his face, and so he comes around, prepared to make that throw, and instantly gets it out there where Drake can catch it and get to the corner.
O'Connor has such good length, he was the man who blocked the field goal at the end of the first half. Hit by Tucker is good. And so, with 9:05 remaining in the 3rd, we are locked up. 10-10.
The magic is calling you to stay at a Disney Resort hotel, where you're surrounded by the world's most magical celebration. The fun never stops. Special friends greet you. You soar to adventures with extra time in any of the 4 theme parks every day. Don't miss the Walt Disney World 50th anniversary celebration. Save up to $400 on a 4-night, 4-day room and ticket package at select Disney Resort hotels.
Dude, this thing is awesome. I know. I bought it using the cash rewards card from Navy Federal Credit Union. I get cash back on every purchase. Honestly, I can't imagine where I'd be without them. 1 word. Got it. Reeling in fish. No. Eating fish. Fish in the sea? Movie.
Now earn up to 1.75% cash back on all purchases. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
The NBA is BACK, meaning everyone everywhere is about to go O-F-F. Time for another run.
No sleep.
Yes, we do.
This is season
76.
277. Brand new year, same old hope. It's our year. Nah, this is our year. What's happening next is happening now. And this game isn't leaving anybody behind.
I was thinking, you and I look into a little arrangement. What you call a team.
So satisfying.
All the heroics in one place. See where it takes you. Prime Video.
Where did the points go in 2022? 43.4 points per game. It's the lowest to this point in the season since 2010. Mentioned before, only Duvernay has a kickoff or a punt return for a touchdown. They played over 100 games. Points per game, there's Brady entering the season, Rodgers and Wilson, and the lower numbers for those guys. So it's kind of a strange situation. We'll get into it in a moment. As Brady gets ready to come back out, likely at the 25-yard line, because Tucker normally boots it to the end zone. And as predicted. All right, so we looked at those numbers. I don't want to understate it. Why is the scoring so far down this year?
I think when its scoring is up, you talk about offense. You don't talk about the offensive line plays, the quarterbacks and the receivers. I think the high-profile quarterbacks, in many cases, are in new situations with offensive linemen and skilled people that they're trying to adjust to. Preseason, you don't see a lot of guys play. So I think September football is becoming preseason football. And I think it'll get better as the season goes on when these teams have a chance to get more accustomed to playing with some of these new players.
Brady to his rookie, Rashad White, and he's able to get 20 on the pass and the yards after the pass. First down.
Well, he's got game-breaking speed as not just a runner, but as you see, he can do it as a receiver. Incredibly elusive with quicks. And all you got to do is check it down and get him the ball in space so he can make people miss.
Through the middle, here goes White again. So a 20-yard reception, an 8-yard carry. Harrison makes the tackle, second and a deuce.
Well, it's the first time we can talk about the offensive line execution up front since maybe the first drive. Shaq Mason, really good job. Tristan Wirfs doing a good job. Just watch this, as you like to say, Al, the execution. It's just everybody being able to pick up a man, and then you got a back with good vision who's explosive. And that's what they look like in that first drive. And like we say, when you start to see that, that's where Brady becomes so dangerous with the play action.
Here's Julio Jones, who plays tonight for the first time in 3 weeks. So Julio Jones, of course, you know about his great career is going to come off slowly now. Just the last 3 games with a knee injury. It doesn't look very good right here. But he's active tonight, 3rd and 2, and back to the bench he goes.
Well, you really can't test an injury like that. You can do a lot of things that we're working out, but until you put those shoulder pads and that helmet on and you go live, that's the only time you're really going to find out how that thing feels. You see him back to the sideline.
They need 2, and it's underthrown. Evans is there, but behind him and low. That's 4th down.
Mentioning some of the quarterbacks trying to work with some new skill. And I think Brady's a great example of that. Everybody's pointing the finger at Tom Brady, but he's got a revolving door up front, especially at left guard. Then you start to look at the games missed with his skill players, go all the way down the list. Look at every receiver he would throw to has missed some games. And I think as good as he is, it's still a game of rhythm and repetition. And they're going to get there. And I know it's frustrating to have those growing pains, but that affects the continuity when you don't have an out there.
Very punt. Bounds into the end zone off the foot of Camarda. And Brady on the bench with Jackson coming back.
A game of inches. No.
And if AWS can do that for the NFL, imagine what it could do for your business.
It's a lovely day today, so whatever you got to do, you got a lovely day to do it in. That's true. And I hope whatever you got to do is something that cars built with safety in mind, even for those guys. Volkswagen Atlas, standard from assist.
You've already put a parlay on this game. With the life parlay you placed to make it here. You bet you wouldn't burn breakfast. You bet your lucky jersey wouldn't shrink. And you bet on your driver's questionable detours and sense of direction. All these bets you made had to be perfect. But you pulled it off, and here you are. So try betting on America's #1 sports book and get up to $1,000 back in free bets if your first bet doesn't win. With FanDuel, and make every moment more. Go to NFLShop.com for a special offer.
Prime Video, Journey into the Unknown with sci-fi thrillers, The Peripheral, Outer Range, and Encounter. All included with Prime. See where it takes you. Prime Video. Takes us to Hillsborough River, Tampa. Meanwhile, this is after the last play. This is becoming somewhat common.
Yeah, this is what we're talking about when it comes to getting on the same page. And then he goes over on the sideline with Byron Leftwich. And then he starts to think about, I'm going to talk to Hazy, my center.
You talk about a journey into the unknown.
Yeah, Hazy, watches
You know, yeah, we've been watching him for 2 decades.
Goes in there, just wants to make sure that they're on the same page as far as affecting coverage and protection up front. There's Ryan Jansen right there, who they missed desperately up front.
Brady started out, great drive, opening drive, but since then, they've taken care of him. The Ravens. This is Duvernay, and he gets pushed out of bounds by Lavonte David after he picks up 17.
Yeah, this is more of what you expected to see tonight from Greg Roman and Lamar Jackson and how they're trying to attack now by running the football. Lamar Jackson likes to work the edges, loves to run that threat of the read there. If the end goes wide, he'll hold on to it. That time he collapsed, so he just gives it to him, and he's got space around the corner.
Edwards is the back. Up to the 40-yard line. Second and 8.
Yeah, this is where this part of their offense, I think, is as challenging as anything for a defensive coordinator because you have to deal with the zone read game. It affects the eyes. There's Mark Andrews, who's now in street clothes and done for the night, as Kaylee had mentioned. But you get that zone read game going, boy, it's assignment football, old school, high school, college football. What you're defending is very different from everything they see every week as a defense.
5.5 left in the third. Great. You know, one thing about the Ravens, if they come out of here with a win tonight, they go to 5-3. This team will play one game over the next 23 days. You talk about getting everybody healthy. They go to New Orleans a week from Sunday, and then they have their bye, and then they meet Carolina.
Don't you just kind of fall back on John Harbaugh and the Ravens and their DNA that if they stay healthy, they're going to be a factor. You know, so many injuries last year. This is a team, like you said, they get a win tonight. Better look out for Baltimore getting hot.
Yeah, they lost just about every running back at one point last season. That is caught and into Bucs territory and shedding tackles, pushing him away is Isaiah Likely. Having a heck of a game, the rookie with 17-yard gain, 4th round pick, Coastal Carolina.
Here he is right here again. Has wide receiver skills, works across. He's got tight coverage with Jamal Dean. Watch this throw. I mean, we bragged on Lamar Jackson as a runner, but the guy can sit in the pocket and throw with the best of them.
Play action.
waiting for him to emerge and become that guy in his second year out of Washington. He's big at 6'5", 260, and really explosive.
Second and 11. Running back is Justice Hill. He takes it. Big hole. Justice Hill for a first down. Second and 11. Got 13. Nassib makes a stop there with 3.5 to go in the quarter.
Keep waiting for Devin White to be Devin White and just fill these holes and get active and get aggressive and get downhill. But a good job on the right side of this offensive line. Why Devin White's respecting the threat of Lamar Jackson. By the time he figures out where the play is, he's got to tackle Morgan Moses right in his face, driving him off the line of scrimmage and opening up a huge hole for Justice Hill.
Edwards back in the backfield. Gets it again. Short game. Second and long.
A little thing like that orbit motion, you know, you're constantly, I think Greg Roman as a play caller is challenging the communication and the eye discipline of the linebackers and the safeties. And as they get tired, and I see some hands on the hips, as they get tired, you don't just get physically tired, you get mentally exhausted on these longer drives. And that's when they really, you know, pre-snap movement, check the discipline of this defense.
8th play of the drive. 5 runs, 2 passes. The 6th run here goes nowhere. They stuff him when they really needed to. Nunez Roches making the tackle. A big third down upcoming. 3rd down and 9.
Pat O'Connor on the left side here. It goes all the way around. Levante David forces Lamar Jackson out. But it was a heck of an effort there by Big 79.
Play clock at 3. Takes the give. Throws to the outside and picking up the first down and a lot more. DeMarcus Robinson, the one-time Kansas City Chief in his 7th season out of the University of Florida, a game there of 15.
Again, he has the 2 tight ends out in front of a skilled player. And he's going to give him a chance. See what DeMarcus Robinson can do. Make these guys tackle you. What a move inside, back, outside to allow the block to be set up by Josh Oliver, 84. Doesn't get a push in the back. That cut to the outside allows him to pick up that safety, Mike Edwards. A heck of an effort there by Robinson.
The depleted Tampa Bay defense will now face their 58th play. The Ravens on pace to run about 80. Carry here by Justice Hill in the final minute of the 3rd.
Good point about the injuries and some of the new faces. And then you add in Greg Roman's plan. Make them run and chase the pass game in the first half, and then try to lean on them in the second half. It's a plan, and it's really working out with a lot of new faces. Like I said, look at the hands on the hips. That's a tired defense right now.
This drive 6.5 minutes old. Hill is still in there. 2nd and 7. Jackson surveys under pressure. Throws, and it's in the back of the end zone. Hold in there by Likely. Touchdown. Boy, that rookie is having some days.
He sure is. This is Lamar Jackson really in a nutshell. When you watch what his body language says and where he wants to go with this football. He wants to make the throw to this receiver working right here, Prochet. Watch his eyes and watch him want to throw it right there, but he keeps the play alive. I thought he might go here, but instead he goes to the back edge and finds the rookie for the touchdown. That's a lot in about 3 or 4 seconds.
Man, oh man. Yep. Clearly in. Clearly had the lead. He's now caught 5, has been targeted 6 times. First career touchdown for him.
He knows what to do with the football, doesn't he? Moving around, find speed. When Lamar goes to scramble, he has a way of working to get open.
17, 10 Baltimore's up with 5 seconds to play in the third.
Let's take another look at the rookie working to get open and how Lamar Jackson challenges a defense, even if you take away his primary, Brooke Boucher right there. So instead he keeps the play alive. And unlikely hero tonight steps up again to make a play with Mark Andrews, their go-to tight end, down, showing what he can do.
I like your wordplay. That's good.
I've been hanging out with you for years.
It's autism words.
I know you are. Man, 80 is fun to watch. Mark Andrews is the first one to tell him, that's it. That's it. Now, of course, the big question is the Ravens have had a lead in the fourth quarter every game. They just couldn't close the door on 3 of them. I'm sure that's been the focus and the talk. It will be at the end of this third quarter.
And some big time meltdowns, especially against Miami. That was crazy. That against Cleveland.
Sure did. Too. Yeah.
Brady has not gone 2 games without a TD pass since 2006. Blank in Carolina, and Nada tonight. And on the cusp of a potential 3-game losing streak. So all kinds of crazy stuff for him tonight, in addition to setting the all-time record for most career sacks. From the 25. Conlon breaks the tackle, picks up 4 to be 2nd and 6 when we move on to the final frame. Fourth quarter of 17-10. Favor of the Ravens on Thursday Night Football.
You're watching Thursday Night Football, only on Prime Video.
We tailgate together. We watch together. We get pumped together. We weather the storms together. And most importantly, we flock together.
16 playoff victories, 2 coveted trophies.